Greetings, everyone. Lisa here, interdimensional 5D. If you go to sleep at night and you wake up and you feel like you've done something, more than likely you have. We consider this that you work for the army of the Lord or you're working for the army of the bad guys. These theorems are mine and based on Dolores Cannon's work, reading the Bible, personal experiences, and some of the interesting stuff I've read and looked at as a ancient alien theorist. After all, I believe most of us on planet Earth are hybridized humans. Very simple message today. Um, I don't have a lot to say. I'm actually out here because I heard through the spirit grapevine that there's a very special person out there who I didn't realize I'm under full time, constant surveillance by certain covens. I know I'm surveilled by the American government for certain reasons. And covens attacking because a specific person is garners knowledge and power, and my messages help them hold on to a tangible reality as this I keep being told this whole 5D thing is important to some people out there, so y'all don't off yourselves, okay? And I am a medium. I know, as crazy as it sounds, I'm not trying to use this man's name just to garner attention, but Mr. Williams has come to me and said, I wish you were out there. Don't stop. Okay, and then today, something heinous happened this morning. I don't know what it is, but something happened. You and acronyms who listen into me, I get to listen into your world. I don't know if you realize it works that way, but it works that way. Okay? Soon as you attach into me, and acronyms, good guys, bad guys, when you attach into me, I can see right back into your world. When you attack me, I can garner your power and come right back and punch you in the head. And I often do. Even if you're using your stupid electronic weapons, I can ride that wave right back and burn you up, punch you in the head, make you feel whatever it is they let me make you feel. Okay? It's you doing it to me. And I come right back and hit you right back. If you don't know that your magic is being bounced back to you, you're really fucking stupid. Okay? And I think a lot of you in covens are stupid. You're educated, you're moneyed, and you're fucking stupid. People who have garnered as much wealth as you have, being a rock star or an actor, and then you have to join up with a group like lemmings to kill other people because you think that empowers you, I'm sorry, but you're stupid. You think keeping somebody in a box just because maybe you're afraid of them for whatever reason, I think you're stupid. If you wanted somebody to stop giving messages so a man that you think is important wouldn't continue and thrive, you should have rang this person's doorbell and said, hey, can I pay you to not wear that blue wig? And she might have considered it. Just think how much money you would have saved. Rather than stalking, putting in CCTV cameras, going to your little Belize place, getting high, and making fun of this person and trying to put ridicule, humiliation, whatever abject poverty spells on. And that's what they do, people. Okay, enough of that. I'm done with that. But anyway, there's a person out there, I found out, somebody who I think is pretty effing important, who garners strength and power from me speaking. Now that I know that's important to you, I will never not be out here. No, just straight from the spiritual feedback. Now, this morning I listened to Chosen 144. He had an interesting statement to say that I think is good for our Hope group. Intrusive thoughts are not your own. Call back your power. So when you have those thoughts that are pulling you down, know that somebody's putting them there to you, and call back your power. And call judgment. Now, when they attach to you and they're working on you to put thoughts in your mind, know that that attachment to you can be worked against them as well. Okay? You garner power through them. Don't be afraid of it. Cut the attachment, of course, it's true. But if you want to know who it is, you could ride that energy wave right back and see right back into their world. Now, this comes to the people who have just recently had their hearts weighed. Okay? When you get to that point, and you go in the dream time, and if you might start seeing psychic visions. Some of them are very heinous and disturbing. Now, no, you can go back up and tell the angels and great high Lord God, hey man, I don't want to see this stuff, and they'll curb it back. Like, so these covens do sex magic. They do it constantly, and so they put it out there in the 5D. All you do is see is tits, men fondling tits. It's gross. I finally said to Spirit, "Can I not see the tits, please?" So then they put like a towel across the tits are, but they wanted me to know there was sex magic going on, right? So you could come right through and blast that stuff out and make them feel uncomfortable doing what they're doing, or you can defocus them so they're not attacking you. But know that when you start seeing the images, I don't know if you'd want to draw some out, and journal it, and then if it's really super heinous, I don't know. I have acronyms hooked up, and I talk to them and say, hey, so-and-so's doing this. You might want to, and then sometimes they'll ask me addresses. So if you hone in on something that's happening and you're hooked in, I've given addresses out, and I know things have changed. Okay, there was like a woman up in Rochester, New York, stealing preemie babies, and I think I hooked in with somebody to tell them that. Didn't I? That's, once again, not on the chain, just sitting on my table, and there's the knot. This thing was just sitting on my table. No reason for it to knot, except they don't want me to tell you stuff. Did the preemie babies get caught? Anyway, okay, so be mindful. You get your heart weighed, you might start seeing visions. Seeing visions can be very disturbing. Just be prepared for that. Oh, we had an abductee. We got them back. Kudos to the team, to the good guy team. Oh, and you were abducted. To whomever was abducted, you weren't abducted by the ordinary Orion Syndicate. You were abducted by these new heinous evil guys, which the team is going to start combating on March as an official thing, and that mostly takes place in Colorado, just so you know that. So if Colorado keeps coming up in your feed or on your mind, that's why, because we're going to be starting taking these guys down, or I don't know what the heck we're doing. I think we've decided to reverse engineer some of their technology and blast it out of them, and if that works, it shouldn't take too long to force them off of planet Earth. Anyway, that's the team's next group. The new moon is October 21st. Please be advised. These ritual people do ritual at the new moon, the moon. Let me go through the moon cycles with you. I think I still have that up. I do. Yay me. Eat like an apostle. So the full moon was on the 7th. That was a big one. It was important. A lot of heinous stuff went down then. I think their magic went awry. Um, Tomorrow is the last quarter, so there will be a ritual tomorrow. The new moon is the 21st, and the first new quarter is October 29th. Um, there, I'll put the calendar up for you to see. Yeah. You don't have to look it up. Okay, what else do I have to hear? And to you and acronyms out there, I hear you guys. I heard about the heinous situation this morning. It took place underground, I think. Whole bunch of people. I hope there wasn't children involved. I heard somebody say, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And then later in the afternoon, I heard one of you in acronyms said, I heard, she's more cautious than Mary. And yes, I do think things through. I'm more educated than Mary. I try to think things through, although I get impulsive. But I am not a thug. I'm not a thug. I walked away. I walked away from that family a very long time ago. When I was 18, I left home for a lot of different reasons because I felt like most of the people around me weren't positive and weren't good representations of how I wanted to be. And I'm offended by you saying that, just so you know. I'm offended by you saying I'm more cautious than my sister. It was a judgmental commentary. I don't like legalism, and I don't like judgmentalism, especially if you judge me based on these videos or based on hearsay and you haven't looked me in the eyes and spoken to me directly. You have no business to say about me, I'm more cautious. You don't really know what I am, or who I am, or why I am. And I hope you take it into account. A lot of people are lying about me. There's a great sum of money involved, evidently, and that's being withheld from me. Now, I want to talk about that. You want to say I'm more cautious than my sister? Based on what I heard from Spirit, that a young woman is dead due to some snuff porn of an actor whom I respect, that incident of knowing of it made me feel guilty that I didn't go after my money, but they set me up, that I didn't have money for a lawyer to find out why I didn't get my inheritance or my trust. And they've been repressing me ever since I was a little girl, and I do believe you in acronyms have the evidence of the most ultimate conspiracy of all time, a 68-year conspiracy. And I want to know, why would you say I'm more cautious than my sister when you've never spoken to me? And no, I'm not cautious. I've been trying to protect my life intuitively ever since I was a fucking little girl. So cut me some fucking slack that you, Mr. Joseph, won't let my money be released to me, and I'm on the fucking edge of going across the country and using up the last little bit of money I have. And you're allowing my daughter's father rip her off, and you know about it. Legalism. Okay, so I have one more. I did a reading this morning. It's on Arkadiaspeaks. I'm going to put the link in the description box. However, I can't guarantee that link will work because Google and YouTube for whatever reasons, want to F with my channels. I know I have 5 subscribers on Arkadiaspeaks at least, and it says 0. Now, when I downloaded that reading on, my channel showed that all I had was the 1856 journal on Arkadiaspeaks. A visual of that. I should have took a screenshot, but I didn't. You know, who's got the time for this fucking micromanaging that I have to screenshot every fucking thing I do? 3 IE3 reports. Nobody's ever gotten back with me, and I wonder why is some of my ex-husbands still walking the street when they do heinous things? And you guys know about it. I know you guys know about it. So anyway, 1856 journal, I never put up on Arkadiaspeaks. Then finally, when it got up, it still wouldn't process for a very long time. And then the 1856 journals weren't there anymore. So I don't know if the link's going to work. I'm just trying to tell you. I hope it does. Anyway, the reading. I did my own reading this morning before I did the reading for the group. And it was really interesting. And somebody reached out to me and said, hold on to this piece of paper. It means a lot to me. Stupid Queen of Cups thought the strength of the coven would make someone lose focus and stop giving messages. And the sharing of cups. If I had stopped, it would have towered one of you divine masculines. I guess to go to her arms. But I don't think she was really interested in you going to her arms. You know what she's interested in? This one particular divine masculine garners real strength from hearing me. And believes in himself because of it. And what they want from him is not his love. They want his fucking estate. His trust from his family. And who is that? Who are you to get that guy's trust? And if she married you, it would only be to get your trust to share it with the coven. And that's what this guy's wife wants. That this man was kind enough to set up some kind of orphanage and help children and divinely cares about young people. And this woman's using that group. This is going to be a heinous thing for this man, and he all needs our support. That she's trying to prove him a miscreant whilst she uses children for ritual sacrifice. Helped by one of the richest people on the planet, who's really not so rich as he makes out, but he's a Ponzi schemer. And then they have to put CCTV cameras in your home and do insurance fraud on regular people. Oh, it's this trial is amazing. I can't wait to be able to write about it. And I know one of you all out there has started a story. They told me about this morning. I believe it's you, the McGregor, that you want to. It's a love story, a twisted, bizarre love story. And yeah, go for it, dude. We're going to need a lot of collaborators because there's about 57 stories within the one story. It'll be great. What did they say? The Spirit says, legacy wealth to all of us who work together. So know that to be true. I believe it. If Spirit says it, I believe it. The Sneaky Sneaks partnership, a high priestess, be focused on making another high priestess seen as a problem. Different perspective of a high priestess. The messages of the priestess cause the evil queen anxiety over sending men out to fight with regret. I mean, it's just bizarre. This whole thing has been bizarre beyond words. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to say. Be mindful of the moons. Be mindful now you people who have had your hearts weighed of seeing stuff, some of the stuff we see is quite shocking. And if it's too much for you, just remember to ask. I don't want to see that anymore. Okay? Um, I did take a class with Bob Hickman, and he said you could write a contract with Spirit and write in there what you want to do and what you don't want to do. I've never done that. I like to see, I like to be totally open to everything Spirit wants to throw at me, and then I come at them after and say, I think that was a little too much for me. You know, I'd rather work with it that way because then you're not limiting yourself because you don't know. You know, you don't know what you might be exposed to and what they might teach you, and we garner new powers, you know, as we grow. We have those crown downloads. When you get your crown, you know you have your lotus up there. That usually happens sometime after the heart weighing. That crown is actually a weapon, and it is how the alien spaceships attach to us and give us information. Now you have to be careful, and that when I show you things like subconscious suppressors, because the enemy just can tap in, and you don't want that. Okay, so be advised. Pay attention to everything goes on around you. If you're not sure of what it is, ask the angels. Okay, if you're not sure what's happening to you, ask the angels. Um, they're vociferous. They like to speak out. They like to be shared and enjoyed. And they love people who love. Okay? The angels are fun. The angels are warriors. Now remember this. The angels are battle-hardened warriors, the like of which most of us are not aware. But they do like love. And they like to laugh. And they like to sing. But they are warriors. So don't mess around with angels. You evil conglomerates. They're more powerful than you are. They're more powerful than your demons because, in all actuality, the demons have to answer to the angels in terms of the order and the structure. I don't know why you'd work with demons, and I don't know why you'd kill people. When Jesus died on that cross, he was the ultimate sacrifice. And God said, I don't need any more sacrifice. No animals, no people, no vegetables. Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice. And nothing else is needed after that. Anyway, that's how I'm going to end this. To the person who enjoys me being out here, I didn't know how important I was. Now that I know that, I will never stop. They were trying to tell me, I think some of the thoughts they were trying to put in, that you wanted the blue wig to not speak is what they were telling me. But it's interesting. It's interesting how they can block us from communicating. They can slip in and pretend. Be mindful. Okay, when you're in the 5D, be mindful because they can energetically project themselves as somebody else to you. So always validate who you're hearing from. And one of the ways to do that is to trail back the attachment and ask the angels to come and guide you and guard you. Okay? Now a few more messages. I was told to communicate this morning, so that's why I'm here. We have a celestial warning in effect. This last full moon, a group of people from New Jersey, their magic went awry. And their attachments that they sent out are actually placing them under duress. Their dog's under duress right now. Especially something bad happened this morning. Because the person they think is a leader is just totally irresponsible. Yeah. The next message was, I don't know if the card copper relates to a specific person or this is about somebody who's part of the copper cartel. And the copper cartel is there's a copper mine, a defunct copper mine up in Alberta to which heinous stuff is being done. And Sergeant Michael of the Shoes had something to do with either he's a bad guy or he was investigating it and it had something to do with something in Arkansas. And what they want you to know is there's a bigger picture to the story. There's that. And something in the heart space for somebody somewhere is going to happen up north, in the north. And those were the messages I got after the fact. So I hope this helps today. And hey, to one of my, hey look Greg, I got a tattoo. Anyway, be well everybody. Peace out. Thank you for watching if you did. Thank you for listening all the way. I don't let people comment. I don't care if you like it. I just feel like I need to be here saying my spiel. So it helps me out. I did hear somebody say this morning when this heinous thing, they said, really? You guys were talking about me, and the guy said, she seems like somebody who needs therapy. You know, because I get on with the blue wig and I'll get enraged and angry and shit. So I've had therapy. I go to therapy. I go and talk when it's necessary. And then I do this, which is like my journal, and it helps. It's helpful. Not only is it helpful to me, but it's helpful to other people out there so they know they're not crazy. And what God wants right now, there is a group of people trying to make people who they are divine masculines and feminines to kill themselves, to not hook up, and to keep the world in this horrifying defunct state. And no, that's not happening, people. Okay? Choose what you believe in. Choose whether you're right or wrong. Choose whether you're going to help other people. Choose whether you're going to be selfish. Anyway, peace out. Thank you for watching. I think you're amazing, and I absolutely do love you now. Bye.